Hi there, what's up? Today I have a very special lens with me. The very new Sony 400mm f2.8. I had a chance to play with this lens for a few hours, and while I'm not an expert using this kind of super telephoto lenses, I have used these lenses before, but not extensively and not in my work really. Long time ago, decades ago, I used to shoot sports, and then I used a 300mm f2.8, but that was manual focus, and everything was different back then. However, when this chance came, I couldn't pass it because I really wanted to see how this performs. You don't very often get a chance to use any of these lenses, especially here in the Nordic countries. This is the only demo lens they have. It's not easy to get your hands on it. I went to a local park where I could see some birds and other animals. But I'm telling you right now that I didn't get any magnificent flying birds or anything like that, partly because I think I'm not very good at that, and there was not really that much time to wait for the right moment and so on. What first impressed me with this lens is that it's actually really light and very well balanced with the A9 body. Of course, it's still a large and heavy lens, but for a 400mm f2.8 it's convenient or pleasure to use. I have used both Canon and Nikon equivalent lenses, and this is by far the most comfortable of those. The autofocus is blazingly fast, and you can actually feel that the focusing element must be really light, because it just silently moves and you don't feel any like a physical thing moving inside the lens. As with the traditional DSLR super telephotos, you feel that there's something moving inside when you press the focus, even though the focus is still really fast, of course. And because this is so light, relatively light, it's also easy to handhold for at least for short periods of time, even with the extender that makes it 800 5.6. But then, of course, if you have to wait for something to happen, say you're shooting football or sports or anything, or birds or whatever, you better have a tripod or at least a monopod to support the lens. It's not very nice to handhold it for long periods of time. But even with the extender, with the 800mm focal length, it was still hand-holdable, which is, I think, remarkable. I will not say too much about the image quality because with this kind of lenses, I think it's expected to be really good, excellent, and based on this very short experience, I can say that this is an excellent lens. Everything is pin sharp, and even with the extender, with the 800mm focal length, it's still sharp. There's a small like a penalty of using the extender. The sharpness and contrast drop a notch, but not much. And what comes to optical performance, this lens is first class. But, like I said, what else would you expect? It's a 12,000 euro lens. All in all, this huge super tele was a pleasure to use, and I'm glad I had the chance, but now I have to go and return it because someone else wants to try it before it gets out of the country again. So I hope you enjoyed this short sort of review, and I'll see you next time.